Hey, everybody. Good evening. You all know I am not a fan of doing random lives. Everybody knows that. Um, but today is Juneteenth, and it's a very significant. Um, and I just wanted to share with you all an experience that we had tonight, and to follow up with sharing something else with you that I think needs to be shared. So, as you all know, we were at the York Revolution Stadium tonight for their Juneteenth celebration. I was invited to the stadium approximately 7 to 10 days ago. I was not a part of the planning of the Juneteenth celebration, but I was referred to be the speaker, which naturally, you all know, I am definitely supporting all things Black. And so Juneteenth is a holiday that I celebrate, although other people do not. So I was definitely down. Um, and so went to the stadium today. There were lots of people there. You know, we were present to be celebrated, to celebrate, to just be in the ballpark, to spend some time together. Um, so I went to go to give my speech. And so I'm going to tell you what happened before we move on. I went to go and give my speech. When I arrived at the stadium, I was greeted by the individuals who I've been connected with all week. They were very hospitable, very nice, made sure that all of our guests got tickets and were placed where they needed to be. Um, and I was asked to give my speech. And so when it was time to give my speech, I was unable to conclude my speech. I was unable to finish it because someone began to turn up the music to drown it out. Needless to say, it put a bad taste in my mouth. It put a bad taste in the mouths of many of the people who was there, not only supporting me but celebrating Juneteenth. Not only those people, but there were several members who are season ticket holders who come to baseball games regularly, who thought it was important to find me during the game to express how frustrated they were that my speech was cut short, and how blatantly obvious it was that it was being cut short. One individual said to me, you know, you began to talk about systemic racism, and this was an actual portrait of systemic racism taking place. Another person said, why invite you all to celebrate Juneteenth if you're not going to allow you to fully celebrate? So, with that being said, y'all know me. I was quite angry. Y'all know I was quite angry. Not angry that it was cut short, but angry that this was a celebration that was designed to lift up and commemorate the struggles of our ancestors, which included, of course, a history. Nonetheless, I was asked by several people, um, to go on live and to give my full speech. And in full disclosure, members at the York Revolution Stadium have already been notified that I will be doing my full speech live on Facebook tonight. They will receive a copy of it. So conversations are already being had regarding that particular incident. I can't speak to anything else regarding the Juneteenth celebration there. I am purely just talking about my experience. Um, so I am going to give my Juneteenth speech to all of you as if you were in the stadium with me. And so here we go. Good evening. My name is Reverend D. Marie Tribble, and I am before you today with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit of reflection as we come to commemorate Juneteenth, a day that marks significant milestones in our history of our nation and the journey towards freedom that began with enslaved African Americans in this country. Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day or Emancipation Day, is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of ending slavery in the United States. This day, June 19th, marks the pivotal moment in our history, one that holds profound significance for all of us. It marks the day in 1865 when Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, with monumental news. The Civil War had ended, and enslaved African Americans were now free. This was over 2.5 years after President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. The Emancipation Proclamation declared freedom for enslaved people in Confederate states, but it took until General Granger's arrival in Texas for the last enslaved individuals to hear and have an opportunity to embrace this freedom. You might wonder why it took so long for this news to reach Texas. During the American Civil War, President Lincoln's proclamation couldn't be reinforced in areas still under Confederate control. It wasn't until Union troops arrived at Galveston Bay that more than 250,000 African Americans residing there and those being hidden there could truly embrace their freedom by executive decree. This delay symbolizes the broader struggle for freedom and equality, a struggle that continued long after this historical day. That moment of notification in Texas was accompanied by prayer and praise and singing and dancing, giving birth to the nation's first Juneteenth celebration. In 1979, Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth a state holiday. And over the years, many other states followed suit, recognizing this day and its importance. On June 17th, 2021, President Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act, officially making Juneteenth a federal holiday. Rooted in the Juneteenth narrative is a story of resilience, a story of a people who, against all odds, found strength to persevere and fight for their humanity in spite of the deliberate suppression of information. Our ancestors' strength and sacrifice laid the foundation for African Americans' ongoing fight for freedom and equality. Throughout history, the celebration of Juneteenth became a powerful act of reclaiming freedom and asserting dignity in the face of ongoing oppression such as Black codes, Jim Crow laws, and other forms of systemic racism that aim to restrict newly gained freedoms of African Americans. It stood as a reminder that the fight against white supremacy and for true equality was not over because the end of legal slavery had arose. Today, as we celebrate the 159th anniversary of Juneteenth, there are still so many Americans who struggle to acknowledge or celebrate this holiday because of the uncomfortable truths of our country's history with slavery. Celebrating Juneteenth allows us to confront these truths while creating space for meaningful conversation about our past, present, and hopes for the future. Juneteenth is not just a day of remembrance. It's a call to action. It's a call to continue the work of those who came before us, to stand up against injustice, to speak out for the voiceless, and to be the hands and feet of God in a world that so desperately needs his love and healing. Juneteenth is not about an opportunity to celebrate your acknowledgement of our Blackness or just another day off of work. It's an opportunity to move past the false rhetoric of slavery in this country, to give honest acknowledgement of both the harsh realities faced by our enslaved ancestors, as well as their resilience, their strength, their sacrifice, which paved the way for freedom for generations of people who would build, develop, enhance all aspects of our nation in spite of the repetitive attempts to deny and denounce their humanity. Today, despite the systemic racism and ongoing challenges African Americans, we continue to celebrate Juneteenth. We celebrate as a testament to the enduring spirit of our ancestors, those who labored to build schools, homes, banks, and historically Black colleges and universities, the ancestors who made groundbreaking inventions in science, medicine, and engineering, the ancestors committed to change and justice, occupying positions in legislative, executive, and judicial offices, the ancestors committed to speaking truth to power through preaching, teaching, and advocating, the ancestors that mobilized, organized, educated, and were committed to serving and developing community, the ancestors birthing organizations like Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, as well as the other Divine Nine organizations. Today, we honor our ancestors by their fight for freedom in the society, while many still try to erase the truth of their history the truth of slavery. As we celebrate, as we look to the future, generations will come and continue to honor Juneteenth, celebrating the progress made and the work that still needs to be done. As Opal Lee, known as the grandmother of Juneteenth, said, that's what Juneteenth is about, celebrating freedom every step of the way. As we celebrate Juneteenth, let us also celebrate the hope that it represents, the hope that through our collective efforts, we can build a world where all people are truly free, free from prejudice, free from fear, free to live out their God-given potential. Let us be inspired by the resilience and strength of our ancestors. Let us draw on the strength of our faith and from each other. And let us move forward in unity, knowing that with God, all things are possible. Juneteenth is a reminder of God's faithfulness. It is a testament to the power of perseverance and the strength of human spirit in spite of the ideology of white supremacy that desires to delay the realization of freedom for enslaved African Americans. As we celebrate Juneteenth, we must acknowledge both the progress we've made and the challenges that remain. As we honor this day, let us commit to being agents of change, ambassadors of love, and advocates for justice. The chains of physical slavery were broken, but we continue to confront the lingering effects of white supremacy, systemic racism, inequality, and injustice. In closing, I leave you with these powerful reminders from Miss Opal Lee. None of us are free until we're all free. As we celebrate Juneteenth, let us recommit ourselves to the ongoing pursuit of freedom and justice for all. Thank you, and may God bless you as we honor this significant day in American history. That was it, y'all. Thank you for humoring me, for allowing me to finish what God gave me to say on today. Um, I know that there are many people who have many things to say, many comments about this experience. You all know me, and I will do my best to make sure that those who need to know about this experience will know. I hope y'all having a great day. I hope you have found a way to celebrate your ancestors and to live in the freedom that you have been given, and found a way to grab a hand of someone else to help them to learn, to be educated, give voice to the things that people are trying to suppress. American history, not Black history, but American history. All right, y'all, I'm tired. It's been a long day, and I got a big day in the morning. Thank you. And please share this message. Have a good night. Bye.